Coding and syncing transactions from Ramp to NetSuite can be done with a few simple clicks and ensure that you always know where to find transaction information. Let's start by navigating to the accounting page within Ramp. First, you'll start by clicking into Settings. This is where you can set your default accounts. At the top, you will see your organization name. You can click into default accounts below. First, you'll confirm that your primary statement payment account information looks correct. Your credit card liability account will be used to track Ramp card expense liabilities. The recommended name here is going to be Ramp Card. If you would like to create multiple accounts, you can do so via the plus button below. Once you've selected these preferences, you're ready to confirm that the cashback account is accurate. Once you've set these, you can press Save Changes. The accounting page within Ramp will show all unsynced transactions. As you code transactions and sync them from Ramp to NetSuite, those transactions will disappear from this page. You can always go into the transactions page to access those synced transactions. You can code transactions both manually and via rules. Rules can be applied on the category, merchant, and card level to populate the category value. And if you scroll to the right of the screen, you'll notice that you can also apply merchant, location, department rules, and more. To start coding transactions, you'll click into the transaction category and select the value from the dropdown. If transactions were coded via a rule, that will be indicated by the lightning bolt icon. If you would like to code transactions via rules, you can do so by pressing Create Rules at the bottom of the dropdown. You'll choose whether you would like to create a rule on the merchant level, a rule on the Ramp category level, or a rule on the card level. Rules will apply to all unsynced transactions as well as any transactions that meet that criteria in the future. If a transaction is ever coded via a rule, you are always able to manually override that value. Once your transactions are properly coded, you'll notice that the right-hand column indicates a sync. As you code transactions, you're ready to mark them as ready. This means that the transactions have been coded properly and you are ready to start syncing them over. A best practice here is to apply filters using the search and filter options at the top, and then selecting all transactions via the Select All button on the left-hand side. Any transactions with missing information that's key to sync, such as the category field, will not be selected. Once you're ready to select and sync all of these transactions, you can press Mark as Ready. You'll notice that the Sync button on the right-hand side reflects how many transactions you have marked as ready to sync. Clicking into the Sync button allows you to review your transactions one additional time. After you code and sync transactions from Ramp into NetSuite, any changes that you would like to make on the transaction level will need to be done in NetSuite. If any transactions look like they have incorrect information prior to syncing, you can use this as an opportunity to uncheck those transactions. This will prevent the transaction from syncing and mark it as not yet ready. Once you're ready to sync, you can press Sync to NetSuite in the lower right-hand corner. This will show a bar at the top indicating how many transactions are syncing, and you can see the progress of the sync. If you would like to view transactions that have been synced from Ramp to NetSuite, you'll start by logging into NetSuite. Once you've logged in, you'll see your options at the top and you'll select Transactions. This will open a dropdown where you'll select Bank. Once you've selected Bank, you will select Use Credit Card. This will open up two options and you will select List from those options. You'll first start by seeing a list of all transactions that were recently synced over. You can click into where it says View and look at the transaction information. The receipt URL will take you directly to the transaction within Ramp, and you will also see a link back to NetSuite. The reference number that corresponds to the transaction will also be indicated in the transaction URL. That's known as the unique identifier for the transaction within Ramp. If you would like to view the transaction in Ramp and have it take you to NetSuite, You can do this by navigating to the Transactions page within Ramp. Once you're on the page, you'll click into the transaction that you would like to locate in NetSuite. This will open up a window on the right-hand side where you will see Open in NetSuite at the top.